When it's the height of apple season, you want apple donuts. I mean, look at them. Chunks of juicy apples, delicious fall spices like cinnamon and cloves, and a maple cider glaze that drips over the side. Wash them down with a glass of apple cider, and you're in fall overload. So grab a cup of hot cocoa. It's time to bake some magic in Mrs. Kringle's kitchen. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss more delicious recipes. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Add half a cup of oats that have been ground into a flour consistency to a bowl of 1.5 cups of white whole wheat flour. Add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of ground cloves. Give it all a whisk to combine and set aside. To a large bowl, add a 1/4 cup of softened butter, 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, and 1/3 cup of brown sugar, light or dark. Cream the butter and sugars until combined. Add 2 large eggs and stir until blended. Add half a cup of spiced apple cider and combine. Then add your chopped apple and mix it together. Gradually add the flour mixture in thirds, making sure to mix thoroughly after each addition until the batter comes together. Scoop the batter into a large zip-top bag. Squeeze out as much air as possible and close the bag. Generously spray a large donut pan with cooking spray. Clip the corner off the batter bag, making sure that it's big enough for the apple chunks to be able to squeeze through. Pipe the batter into the pan, going up about halfway to 3/4 of the way up. Bake in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes. When done, allow them to cool on a wire rack. Now it's time for the maple cider glaze. In a bowl of 2 cups powdered sugar, add 1 teaspoon of maple extract and 2 to 4 tablespoons of spiced apple cider. Stir until the mixture comes together into a glaze that will allow you to easily dip the donuts. This is the consistency you're going for. Flip the donuts out onto the rack. If the holes have filled in slightly, now would be a good time to grab that coring tool from the depths of the gadget drawer, or you could just use your finger. Lightly dip the donut into the glaze and repeat with all of the donuts, making sure to place them on a piece of wax paper for the glaze to set up. Baked apple donuts are truly a celebration of fall. Each bite is comforting, delicious, and since we're using whole wheat and oat flour, they're a little better for you than your average donut. Plus, the texture tastes like the tops of muffins, and it's a great hearty balance to the sweet apples and cider glaze. Delectable apple goodness awaits. For the full printable recipe and cooking times for making this into a loaf pan recipe, go to mrskringleskitchen.com. Subscribe and share the love with your foodie friends and family.